There we go, finally.
It was just spinning.
I think it's air gonna go.
Give us a second.
I wonder why that's not working this morning.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
good.
I sure don't like that echo.
Now,
All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
we're rolling.
I don't know the date. January the 6th at 7:30 a.m. And
January the 6th.
today's going to be a better live than last Saturday's. Except for I just got a spray bottle and went into the bathroom.
Yeah.
Because I have wild hair.
Uh-huh.
So I'm filling the spray bottle up, and you tell me I have the live scheduled at 7:30, and this was 7:26. And I said, no spray, no water. What happens is my layers grow out. And so when it's close to haircut time, it doesn't curl anymore. And I look like a Oompa Loompa.
You don't like no Oompa Loompa.
Well, that's what I think. I'm not asking anybody to tell me if I do or don't. That's what I feel like. So no spray on the
goodness.
hair, and y'all just gonna have to deal with it. But I promise y'all, I'm gonna do better than I did last week. I slept till 6 o'clock this morning.
Yep.
Feel pretty rested. I did take a Benadryl last night to try to rest, and it does me pretty good. It does you the opposite.
Yeah, it keeps me up.
And Mary Carl, it does the opposite, but it helps me. So I don't take it regularly by all means, but if I need to sleep, then it's better than probably a sleeping pill or something.
Yeah, I would probably so. Plus, it's does that have anything to do with anti-inflammatory?
Benadryl?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know. There's my buddy Catherine up and out on
goodness.
this morning. I don't know what she said. The funniest something.
Sweetest, kindest Oompa Loompa.
Oh, I know. And you're in my Oompa Loompa clan. She's an Oompa Loompa member. I need to make a shirt that says Oompa Loompa members.
Goodness gracious.
Oh, it's just what I have in my mind. So it came out. I got coffee, but I hadn't even taken a sip of it yet.
You trying to hold off on the coffee?
Well, I just am trying to not drink it so fast.
And I got it in a clay
Oh,
cup
well, let me
today.
show y'all. Miss D has a cup for all of us.
Yep.
And she's so sweet. D is up in
sweet.
Canada
Mm-hmm.
and does wonderful pottery, as y'all can see. That's we wish that she could make some for our followers such as you. But y'all, I'd have to drive to Canada to pick them up.
That wouldn't be a nice little road trip.
It would, but we got to take the bus.
Got to take the bus, and I don't know who.
And the bus has got to be
running
better.
Yeah.
You don't know who what?
I don't know about Nick and Zoe. That would be like a week and a half. 2
Oh,
weeks.
shoot. They got it. That ain't no problem. I ain't worried about that. And Holly's got to go with us, and Dee Dee has to go with us. Arlo, Dixie, and Gidget, they use the doggy door. Mama can feed them. So all is well on that end. Misty Dawn's here.
I'm going to Canada.
Hello, Misty Dawn Farm.
She said she reordered the Christmas coffee. Well, officially yesterday, the Christmas coffee sold out.
Is this Christmas coffee?
It was pumpkin spice.
Well, I knew it was something, but
we had one bag of pumpkin spice left
y'all,
for ourselves.
My taste is off. My taste is off. So is Mary Carl's.
Yeah.
And I guess that's a side effect of this.
Well, the ER nurse told us that they're seeing no taste and no smell come back.
Yeah. Well, Mary Carl can't smell.
Which is weird.
Mary Carl can't smell.
That's been gone for like 2 years, I think.
And
for the most part.
And she doesn't drink many soft drinks.
Yeah.
But back in June, was it 22 or 23? It was 22.
Mm-hmm.
June of 22 is when we had our other battle with that C virus. And Mary Carl lost completely her taste and smell. I did somewhat, but it wasn't like hers. And so, everybody likes a soft drink every now and then. Well, from that point until probably a year later, she couldn't drink Coca-Cola because it tasted like smoke. And so she had finally got to where she could drink it again.
Mm-hmm.
And I got her one the other day. I don't know what we were doing, but I got her one, and she said, I hope this taste don't stay as long as it did last time.
You smell it taste like smoke?
Well, she didn't say it tasted like smoke. It just didn't taste right. So our bodies don't need that junk anyway. So maybe it's just your body's way of telling you.
You're probably right.
Get rid of it.
But I will tell you this.
What?
I don't drink many soft
I
drinks.
know what you're fixing to say.
I don't. I probably drink probably 1 or 2 a month, if that.
I wish we had Catherine sitting right here.
Why?
Because she could vouch for what you're about to say, because she had one this week.
But y'all, if we go to the taco truck,
yep,
and we're going to be on the road, I'm going to get one of those Mexican Coca-Colas.
It's made with cane sugar instead of
And
refined sugar.
And it's in that big, tall glass bottle. Not the plastic bottle, the glass one.
It's that thick.
Yeah.
You can tell the weight. I mean, there she is.
Yeah,
there she is.
But you know how it is, how I am with drinking out of
a bottle,
glass, and that's what I like. For some reason, I feel like I can taste the other metal and plastic. I don't know what it is.
I read a comment something about that. They said maybe it was something to do with your childhood or something.
Could be.
I don't have a problem with it.
Because I was a child.
You were a child once?
When I was a child, I'm still pretty much a child, but when I was a child, our soft drinks was in the glass bottle.
Yep.
And do y'all remember the glass bottle that had the styrofoam type wrapping on it, and you peel it off and stick it back in the bottle? You remember those?
I remember glass bottles, but
they were kind of fat, and it had like a styrofoam type wrapper on it. And I used to love to peel that off, and it would just peel and peel and peel and peel, and then you'd put it back in the bottle.
Well, I remember my daddy worked at the funeral home, and so if I ever went to the funeral home and went through the back door, there was a Coke machine there, and that Coke machine was glass bottles.
Yeah.
But Coca-Cola, well, we had a Coca-Cola plant here not here,
right,
in Selma at the
bottling
time.
Company.
A bottling company where they actually bottled Coca-Colas.
Mm-hmm.
But they were glass, and my daddy would not let me leave drinking it.
Yeah, put it back in the thing.
I had to put it back in the thing. and I would get, if he would say, well, we got to go, and I didn't have time to drink it, I'd get so upset because I wanted that bottled Coke. And back then they were all bottled, but it was just the fact that it came out of that machine, and I was a kid, and you want what you want.
I remember me and my mama were on a trip, and I think we may have went to the beach together. And that is the first time I saw a plastic bottle, and it was rare. It was like just one. And I don't know what company it was that had that one plastic bottle, but I was like, oh my gracious. Because the only thing that came in a plastic bottle was the 2-liter.
Big Cokes. You're right.
And I was like, oh my, they're going to put these in plastic bottles?
Yes. And I don't know if I've ever told this story or not, but I was probably about 10, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
So at 10, they were obviously putting Coca-Colas or Pepsis in plastic at the time. Would that be right?
That'd probably be, I guess so. Or they may have just started.
Anyway, so we shopped at a grocery store called Piggly Wiggly. And that's a prominent grocery store in the South, still is.
Mm-hmm.
So they had this big display. It might have been when they first started putting them in plastic, because there was a display, and it was this big 55-gallon. No, it was bigger than that. It was about 2 55-gallon things, and it was round, and it was plastic, and it said Pepsi on it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was filled up with Cokes. Well, it wasn't filled up with Cokes if it was Pepsi, was it? It was filled up with all Pepsi products that were in cans and plastic bottles.
Mm-hmm.
And then around the display, there was all these 2 liters, stacked cases. I mean, it was a huge display. So you had to guess how many there were. Meaning individual bottles, 2 liters, and cans. Well, every time we went grocery shopping, I'd come up with a guess. My mama didn't care about stuff like that, but I wanted to win. That's just how I am. I'm competitive, and I wanted to win. I won.
You won.
And you know what I won? The whole display.
How long did y'all drink Pepsi
I
for?
can remember. That's probably why I'm having the problems I'm having. I can remember having Sunkist,
Oh, man.
Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
Well, now Dr. Pepper's kind of independent, I think. But Pepsi products for days, y'all. We had Pepsi products forever.
I bet you was bouncing off the wall.
Well, I didn't drink them all in one day, thankfully. But y'all, I was so excited because I had won that huge display.
Oh,
And
goodness.
I don't even know where to begin to guess. I'll have to ask my mama if she remembers how many it was, because the number was out there.
Well, I remember my dad had the electrical business, and he had a Coke machine there, and his was really cool because it had a knob on it.
Oh, yeah, this one did at the funeral
You
home,
would
too.
turn that knob what you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember that there was that contest, and back then you had the pop off top,
Uh-huh.
and I want to say the slogan was "It's the real thing,"
Uh-huh.
and so it had that one of the sayings, so you could pop it and it would be "It's," and then the other one may be real.
Oh.
But if you got all of them,
Mhm.
you won this big grand
Mhm.
prize.
Mhm.
And it was like one word was really rare.
I
can't
remember
Maybe
something.
it was thing or something.
I
And
remember that.
Really rare. And one of my dad's employees, he lived out in the country. He didn't know nothing about this
Mm-hmm.
contest. And some of the guys claimed that he had that one and just threw it away. And then they realized he threw it away, like going down the road or something.
Oh, they tried to find it.
And they tried to find it, and they never could. But he didn't have a clue. He didn't, he was.
Oh, my gracious, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Had it right there.
Y'all, in our hometown, they do this contest every year, and it's called the Cash Can.
Oh, yeah.
And so.
Oh, goodness.
Every year when the Cash Can came out, I was obsessed with it. I mean, I had to tune into the radio at a certain time, certain hour, so I could hear the clues and write them down.
Mm-hmm.
And then drive around and spend, $100. Well, gas was cheap back then, but spend a lot of money on gas and miles on my car to try to look for this thing. Well, this one year, I looked exactly where it was.
We got close.
I do not know how we didn't find it. But it was like $1,000, which
close.
Is a lot of money. And it was especially even a lot more 25 years ago.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
But they still do that. They still do that.
Mm-hmm.
And they recently did one that was in our county, Chilton County. But I don't know enough about this county to know the clues. Back then they could say Yellow Brick Road and something would come to mind in our area, what was associated with the Yellow Brick Road, or it was out. They would give you clues like the county, like Quattro in a song or something like that. And that was supposed to mean 4.
Right.
Little clues put together that would indicate where it was.
I would even remember getting the newspaper, because if you missed a clue.
Oh, yeah. You could recap.
The newspaper would have the recap.
Yeah. Were we together then?
Oh, yeah. We got really close. We were on the road.
We were on that road.
We were.
Remember, it was on that bridge, and we were like
all over the place, all over top of that Cash Can, and never found it.
Never found it, and I was so mad. And I said, I'm never looking for it again after that. And maybe I hadn't, because I don't remember doing it since.
Yeah, well, they kind of quit doing it there for a little bit, but
they
then they brought it back.
And now there's a new one that I don't know all the details about it, but it's in Dallas County, and it involves a surrounding listening area for the the radio station.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I don't know. I mean, $10,000 maybe.
Really?
It's a big one. And it's sponsored by Hancock's Barbecue. But I'm not listening to any of it, because today's gas prices, I'll spend $10,000.
You got that right.
And they're better right now than they have been.
We got hot heavy on one time too. It was in Orville. Remember?
Yes. Because we went down to the old Cahaba.
And what made us, and everybody knew it was in that area.
Yeah.
Because there was a certain clue that tipped it off.
Mm-hmm.
And that was Elvis Presley. It was an Elvis Presley song, and I can't remember what it was, but that's what tipped it off. Do you remember why?
I don't, Jason. My mind doesn't work.
So there was a gentleman that lived in Orville, and Orville was a teeny
Oh
tiny.
yeah, he
little
was an
guy.
impersonator.
He was teeny tiny, and he was a mask. He wore a mask, and his name was Orion. If any of you guys, some of y'all may know what I'm talking about.
Michael Key might know.
But Orion was a Elvis impersonator back in the 70s and 80s, and a lot of people, but since he wore this mask, they really thought he was Elvis, because that was back then when the theory that Elvis really wasn't dead.
Right.
And so it was an Elvis thing, but I always thought that was interesting that Orion, and he lived there and owned a pawn shop there.
That's right. That's right. He's since passed away, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. But Orion.
Jason, I do believe that was my first time ever visiting for Old Cahaba.
Really?
Because I was with you when I first went to Old Cahaba.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what we were doing that led us down that way. Catherine says she remembers him, and she wasn't even from Selma area.
Okay.
So
Jimmy Ellis was his name, Michael. That's right. But it was, I remember, gosh, even some of my family, thought he was Elvis. Because I think he had all of Elvis's moves, and he sounded just like Elvis. And the mask, the mask is what really, really set it off.
Well,
Great marketing. That was perfect.
He
Brilliant.
was still doing that when we were dating, wasn't he?
I think he was.
Because I would have never known otherwise. I was deprived as a child and didn't know all you knew. So I think he was still doing it then.
The reason I remember it, because some of my family members were infatuated with it.
Okay.
And I remember one of them had a coffee cup.
Huh.
And it said Orion, and it had the mask on it like Zorro. It was like a Zorro mask.
Goodness. I wish I could remember more about it, because
Laura said they saw him a few times and have a DVD of a documentary on him.
Laura Spencer?
Yes.
How about that?
He was a big deal back in the day.
So did he sing like Elvis?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Hey, I just don't remember. My mind remembers important things.
Like how many Pepsis is in that cash?
Yeah, that's right.
That's
That's right. How many Pepsis was in the can?
Michael Key said his documentary's on YouTube, so we'll have to check that out.
How about that?
Y'all check it. Orion.
Orion.
Well, you say it right. I say it like I'm from Alabama. Orion.
I'm not from Alabama.
I say it like the letter O and how you spell Ryan the roaster's name.
Okay.
Orion.
Orion.
Yeah.
Wonder if Orion's up moving around yet.
I ain't seen Orion on here yet.
He's probably tired from selling out of that Christmas coffee. But we got something in the works, y'all. It's going to take the place of the Christmas coffee, and y'all are going to love it.
Yeah.
So you won't be deprived of flavored coffee for long.
That's right.
He's just got to get up and get going.
Yeah. December was a
big coffee month.
It was hectic. You had all the Christmas going on. Plus, we were all super busy. And so I think we're going to breathe here in January. And then
I don't know, Jason. When we started the coffee, it was July.
Yeah.
July the 1st was our coffee launch. That was hot weather. And a lot of people don't drink coffee year round.
Right.
A lot of people. And
really?
So, yeah, a lot of people don't drink coffee year round.
Know that.
Gosh, if you're up in the Northeast right now.
Yeah.
Oh my gracious, you're going to need a bag of coffee a day.
Is it snowing up there?
It is bad.
Really?
I kind of watched the news a little bit and saw some weather report. That's, really what I want to see is what's going on in the weather and in our surroundings. That Northeast is just getting hammered with a snowstorm. So they need their coffee in this winter. But I was thinking it's going to be cold in January.
Yeah.
So coffee may not be able to breathe.
Well, we'll have a regular coffee.
Well, no, I'm saying coffee will not slow down.
Oh, no, you're probably right.
Ryan's going to be busy. And plus, this new flavor is going to knock your socks off. I'm teasing y'all now. It's coming, I promise you. I wish it was here today because it's awesome.
Oh, goodness.
And it should be something we offer year-round, right?
We don't know yet.
We don't know yet.
We might get some feedback.
I talk too much. I'm telling things I shouldn't be telling.
Oh, me. So, if everybody saw yesterday's video, they saw us or saw me
Yeah, they didn't see us.
moving the duck, Miss Thing,
Mhm.
to the pond.
Mhm.
And since then, I have moved 4 more Muscovies to the pond.
Good for you, because Mary Carl told me yesterday she didn't know that you had moved the Egyptian.
The female,
Yes.
she goes back and forth.
Oh, well,
She
we
was-
thought you moved her.
No, she was back up yonder yesterday.
Hmm.
So she's going
But
back
did you
and
move
forth.
her?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
So
She's doing it on her own. But what I was going to say is, I mentioned in the video that she didn't have a name.
Oh,
And some people were giving me
the
some
duck
ideas.
that's not quite right.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And one came up several times, and I think it's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Lucky. Lucky duck. Lucky. And I think that's perfect. So from now on, she is lucky.
She's lucky.
She is lucky.
Well, that's easy to remember.
It is easy. And yesterday I watched her. So she was swimming around, and that black and white Muscovy is her buddy. That's who she hung out with. And of course, I put him over there.
Is it her husband?
I'm guessing, but they're swimming around, or she was swimming around, and I didn't really see him. But the next thing I know, I watched her, and she walked up the pond dam. She walked up it. You know how steep it is, like it wasn't nothing. I mean, just boop, 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 boop. Didn't slide.
I've never seen a healthy duck do that, much less one with a crooked neck.
Then she was sitting up there, just soaking in the sun because it was sunny yesterday. And next thing I know, I went and did something. I looked back over there, and there's her buddy standing right beside her.
I bet he didn't go up the bank though.
I don't think so.
Maybe she has some special abilities since she's, overcompensating for her disability.
She walked up that bank like it wasn't nothing, and that thing's almost.
It is almost straight up. And I have read in the past, people are talking about the dam washing.
Yeah.
The dam is doing what it's supposed to do.
Right.
It is, what is the clay called?
I can't remember.
It's a special kind of clay that Mr. Greg brought in that's packed. And y'all, while it, rain has made a couple of trenches, but look how long this thing's been there. And look how little
fingers, yeah.
little the fingers are. And some people were saying, do you need to put riprap in there, whatever? I don't think so. Mr. Greg has not suggested that.
Yeah.
He does not see anything wrong with what's happening. And if he did, he'd be on it because he's seen it.
Yeah.
He's seen it several times and there's nothing wrong.
Yep.
So that was what I wanted to say about
Oh, okay. Yeah, we got an inch and a half rain last night.
Can y'all believe that?
So,
an inch and a half.
First thing this morning, I went straight out there and looked at the pond, and it's up. Matter of fact, I'm going to have to move their feeder. And that first row of blocks?
Got to move those.
We got to move those.
Well, I'm going to tell you what you better move first. My boat.
Yeah, your boat needs to be moved too.
You better move my boat, because if I lose my boat, I'm going to be really upset.
By the end of the day, I think the boat may have started.
You better get yourself out there and get my boat.
Oh, now there were some people saying that we ought to put some minnows in there, and I would love to, but here's my thing that I'm a little worried about the minnows.
What?
I don't want to mess up and put some type of
invasive something.
Yeah. I don't want to mess up. Next thing I know, the pond's full of something that I can't get rid of. So I'm a little worried about putting something in there that I shouldn't.
And
so I'm going to do some research on it, and I'll figure that out. But I don't want to. That's my thing. I don't want to put something in there. Next thing I know, there's 13 million of something in there.
Well, you know some crazy facts.
Yeah.
You know some unimportant things.
Right.
And that's what your mind tends to retain.
Right.
But that's smart. That's smart. Because if we got something in there that we couldn't get rid of, we'd be in trouble.
Yeah.
So I also read that some people were concerned that the ducks and geese are going to eat our fish when we do stock it. That's not going to happen, y'all. They are
not that many.
No.
Yeah.
They're besides that, they're not divers.
They're not divers.
Ducks that eat fish are divers.
Yeah.
Ours are dabblers. And I learned that from Mary Carl. Dabblers, look at there, Nick and Zoe.
Oh, goodness.
Dabblers stay on the top.
Yeah.
They dabble around on the top. Divers, man, a diving bird can come straight out of the air and into pond, get their fish and go out. It's amazing.
It
I
is
love
amazing.
to watch it when we go to the lake and see, divers. It's pretty cool. And the ones that are at the Harrison Lake also, which is not a place you put a boat in or anything. It's just a place in Maplesville that Mary Carl likes to take pictures at. Those ducks are not there for fish either. They're there for plants. They're there for the habitat.
I got you.
That's what is enticing them to be there, not so much the fish.
Mm-hmm.
So I also learned that I took Mary Carl to the lake one day this week when I was feeling better. She was feeling better. She thought that there might be some kind of special duck. Don't ask me what it was. But y'all, it was the worst birding day that we've ever had. We saw nothing.
It was too cold.
But lots of herons.
It was too cold.
And I told Mary Carl, I said, they are not dummies. I don't want to be out here either.
Oh, it was cold that day.
It was cold, but we saw lots of herons.
It was real windy too.
And I told Mary Carl, I said, this is the worst I've ever seen the lake because it was just like this.
Yeah, it was windy that day.
I told Mary Carl, oh no, she told me that herons, y'all, this is cool. They can cut off, and this goes for other birds too, not just herons, but I don't want to give misinformation. This is the one I know about. Can cut off the blood supply in their legs so they don't feel the coldness of the water.
That's pretty awesome.
Isn't it?
That's pretty awesome.
mean, I was like, huh?
Yeah.
Say what?
Mm-hmm.
And she told me the other birds, but I can't tell you. I can't repeat it because I don't retain anything but important things. Right?
That's right.
My brain has limited space.
Goodness.
So yeah, it was we didn't see an eagle, which we almost always see an eagle. I thought to myself, if we don't see anything else, we're gonna see an eagle. And that's pretty impressive
no
to me.
Birds?
We saw one double-crested cormorant. One.
I don't even know what that is.
That's a snake bird.
Oh, see. You got to talk on my level.
Well,
that's a snake bird.
Well, I know these people don't know what snake bird is.
I bet they know what. I bet they can remember snake bird versus a double-breasted cormorant.
I don't know, Jason. Well, I must say that I knew it as a snake bird for the longest time, but then when I heard the name double-crested cormorant, it made me sound so much more intelligent calling it that versus a snake bird that I started using that term.
Oh, okay. It does make you sound way smart. I'm not gonna lie.
It does. Not a snake bird.
Oh.
But we didn't see any loons. We didn't see any pied-billed grebes. We didn't see, we saw a couple of Canadian geese. A couple.
Canada geese.
Are they Canada?
Canada.
I'm sorry.
Mary Carl's got on to me that one several times.
Canada geese.
Canada geese.
Okay, correction.
Oh, I saw I don't know why I caught my eye because there's so many comments, but sometimes something catches your eye. And Mr. Chris wanted to know if we had alligators here in Alabama.
We do.
We do have alligators here in Alabama. Now, the lake we go to doesn't have alligators, but we do have alligators here in Alabama. The Alabama River, which we frequently a lot, has alligators, but I can't know if an alligator's ever
at Lake Mitchell
here. Just in Alabama, just where we live, I don't think there's ever been an alligator attack.
Oh,
they're not aggressive.
You mean in Selma or Dallas County?
Dallas County, whatever.
No, they're not aggressive, but you get down in the water with them and they're hungry, they're going to eat you.
Yeah, you're probably right, but I don't know. Michael Key, have you ever heard anybody getting attacked by alligator in our area? I just never. They're everywhere. And
so y'all, not too long ago, we were in a flea market.
Now, Nickens always said you occasionally see one at Lake Mitchell and Lake.
I think they get them out. I think as soon as they, we would see an alligator. I think they get them out. I do.
But speaking of alligator, so
don't let me forget what I was going to say.
We were in the thrift store.
Oh, that's what I was going to say.
Flea market recently. And you spotted it and you said Mary Carl would love that.
This is what I said. I said, get that down. I'm getting that from Mary Carl.
Well, there sat this taxidermy, I guess. I don't know. But it was an alligator head. Its mouth was open
at
the flea market, sitting up there, just as I don't know how old it was. just sitting up there, and I thought, yeah, and let's get it. So I got it. This was at the flea market. I got it down, and there inside his mouth, on his jaw, was a price tag, and it said $249.99.
And what did Brooke say?
I went and put it right back where it was.
I said, Mary Carl don't need that thing. It's a good thing she's not with us.
I put it right back. I didn't even show it to you.
No, I didn't want to see it.
I got this far with it when my eyes could see the price tag, and I went right back with it.
I thought it might have been $25. I really did. I mean, I was like, Jason, get that. We're getting it for Mary Carl.
Oh man,
$249.95. Put that back.
I put it right back, and it was one of those, one of those legit, like at the grocery store with the, what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It was a sticker. It wasn't like a handwritten sticker. It was printed.
Well, if you selling alligator heads for $249, you can afford to buy that machine.
I guarantee that alligator head will be there from this time next year. And I mean, unless I'm wrong, unless the market for those things is wonderful, and that thing was really $500 and you're getting it half off. I don't know, but I just thought that was crazy.
I wasn't expecting it to be that much.
Me either.
But I imagine a lot goes in it to taxidermy an alligator. But it was, I did tell Mary Carl about it, and I told her it was $250, and she said, "Wow, thank God she didn't say, what can I do to work to pay for it?" I was glad she didn't really want it. Had it been some kind of bird that she had wanted, I could justify her wanting to save her money and buy it. But
yeah,
alligator's not something that's up here.
No, put that thing back.
Put it back.
Is that what you wanted me to remind you about?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What else you got?
Nothing really. Just chit chatting today.
Okay.
But you do feel better.
I feel better from the COVID symptoms.
Yeah.
I am much better than I was last Saturday. Y'all, I cannot believe that I had that virus because I didn't think I had any symptoms. And that just goes to show you that each variation is different.
It's crazy.
Each variation is different. And this day and time, people don't know if they have it or not.
And y'all, I never...
You never really had anything.
Only in the evening times, I would get really, 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 really more drained and tired than I normally am. And sometimes I would feel like that I was fighting something off. And when you feel like you're fighting something off and the next day you're going to be sick. And I'm like, I'm going to be sick tomorrow.
Yeah,
but I never was.
Jason was like, he was, I don't know if I'd say scared, but he just knew in his mind he was going to get it.
Yeah.
And when he gets sick, he gets sick. He's not going to feel just a little bit like I did this past week.
Yeah.
He's going to be like in the bed. I got to, can't get up to get something to drink. Can't take his medicine. I don't know if it's just a man or if that's
I'm either
how your immune system is.
Yeah, I'm either okay or I'm level 8, 9, 10, somewhere in there. And I end up in the hospital or emergency room or something almost every day. But thank goodness it's rare.
This time I ended up in the emergency room.
Woo.
And y'all, I tell you, when that doctor came in there and he said, we're going to do a COVID, a flu, and a strep test, I thought, this is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's what I thought to myself. Please just get on with it because my blood pressure's high and we need to figure out what's going on. COVID positive.
Miss Melanie said that she tested positive for COVID last night. We're thinking about you.
Yep,
absolutely thinking about you. I hope your symptoms are mild.
And I told you guys in my video that I gave Mary Carl an at-home test that Friday night before the Saturday when I tested positive, and it was just out of simple fact that she didn't feel good. She had a low-grade temperature, and my test wasn't expired. But a lot of people were saying, well, those tests are old, but I think they're just not as accurate.
I think the variant changes, and so the test has to change, is what I think.
But you can get the free test, which I always like to have on hand. Just, just not that I'm going to treat it, but I want to know if I don't need to expose somebody else to something that's very contagious. And you can get them at, I think it's cdc.gov. So I ordered some new ones.
Okay.
They're free. I just like to have them on hand. I sure don't want to give anybody anything and, be able to prevent it.
Yeah.
So some of y'all were saying that I was around Catherine. Goodness, I don't even know what day it was. One day when she got her donkey, Nellie, and we were in the car together. And, while we weren't kissing each other, we weren't in each other's face. She's around it just as much as I am, just going places
Right.
and we were, we were this far apart, not trying to prevent anything, but
Well, at the time you didn't know it either.
well, no, I
Yeah.
didn't know it, but I'm just saying
Yeah.
that she did not have it and she never got any symptoms. So all's good. All is good. Glad I didn't give it to Catherine. I would have felt so bad.
It's just
But
weird.
who knows? She may have had it and not known it
It was weird.
because I certainly didn't know it.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have known it. Had I not gone to the emergency room Saturday, I still wouldn't have suspected anything.
Right.
I wouldn't have done a test or anything.
Has she told you how Nellie's doing?
Yeah, you got to go watch her videos and find out.
That's at G&G Farm.
G&G Farm. If y'all don't follow Catherine, she's a wonderful person who has done a wonderful thing for a mule.
Mule. Did I say mule or donkey?
You said donkey, but
Oh,
that's okay.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Don't
But
let
y'all-
Nellie know that.
I'll tell y'all that Nellie has done better. She's done way better than
Yeah.
when we first went and loaded her up and brought her home.
Oh, Nellie. That's what I think of every time. Oh, Nellie.
She had a different name, and
You don't want to say it.
well, no, I don't want to say it, but I know that the first night that she was at Catherine, she slept on a round hay bale, and that tells me that she is appreciating having hay
Yeah.
and having a home, that she is happy. She has goat friends, which she had goat friends at her old farm. That's all she had. She didn't have a mule companion or donkey companion or horse companion. Goats were her companion. So she feels like she's right back at home because that's her herd.
Well, good.
That's her herd.
I can't wait to see Catherine riding Nellie.
I know.
And plowing the field with
she's
her.
she's gonna work on that. And even if she tells me that she can ride her and ride her well, I'm not
Yeah.
riding her. I have enough going on, and I'm not riding Nellie. Okay? She can be.
I'm not riding Nellie either.
Catherine is a wonderful animal trainer, and I trust her immensely, but I ain't riding Nellie.
Oh my goodness.
Not gonna do it.
Mm.
Not gonna do it. I'll walk behind her with a plow,
Yeah.
but that's about the extent of it.
I tell you, if Jessie was bigger, I believe we could ride Jessie.
You think?
Mm-hmm.
I believe I
do.
could ride Mildred,
I believe we
but
could.
I ain't gonna try that either.
I don't know. I've seen Mildred get after it.
Yeah, she can buck.
I've seen Mildred get after it.
I told Catherine we always get tickled because she lives literally, I don't know, 4 miles from here, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And we get tickled because we say we can meet halfway. And I told her that she could ride Nellie and meet me halfway. While we don't have a Kawasaki mule,
Yeah.
we have a Kubota side by side, and that's what I'll ride to meet her the other
I thought
halfway.
you was gonna say you was gonna get on Mildred
No.
and y'all were gonna go trail
No,
riding.
this is serious. We're going to go trail riding, but I'm going to be on the side by side.
You can be. Well, I tell you what. This is what we need to do.
Okay.
She can work on getting Nellie, the mule, going. You can work on Mildred, and I'll work on Moody, and then we'll all go on a big trail ride. I'll ride Moody, you can ride Mildred, and she ride Nellie.
Well, I'll tell you, Catherine and I have been talking about our what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And this is our plan. We're going to just ride in the Volkswagen bus. Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to ride in the bus. We're not riding any animals. We're not doing any crazy stuff. We're just going to ride in the bus.
That's funny.
And she said we had to have some colorful bandanas on
Yeah.
and throw up our peace signs.
Okay.
So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drive the bus. You can ride Moody all you want to.
Well, I got to get the bus going.
Hey, our Brown Farmhouse. What's
I-
going on, Nico? We don't have to worry about Nico nor Jason heading to Texas this
No, we don't.
Monday because both Alabama and Texas lost. And that's unfortunate because Natalie, Nico's wife, and I were trying to figure out what in the world we were going to do while these boys were gone. So no tickets required saves us a whole heap of money and a lot of work that Natalie and I don't need to have on our plate.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
So I'm not happy they lost. I'm happy that those boys are staying home.
And congratulations to
Washington?
Michigan and Washington.
That's right.
Yeah.
Congratulations to those two teams. If you did watch that game, you know it was a humdinger.
It was a nail biter.
I stayed downstairs, but I did watch the game in Mary Carl's room.
Mm-hmm.
And every now and then I could hear some pounding on the floor. So I was watching it, but I wasn't intently watching it, you know. So when I heard the pounding on the floor, I'd look up and I'd see what happened.
That was me probably dancing.
Dancing.
Yeah.
You might not have been dancing. You weren't dancing in the end.
I wasn't dancing at the end.
It's okay though. It was a good game, and that's all you can ask for.
That was a great game. Now,
had it been a big point spread, you wouldn't want to watch.
That was a great game. It was really, really good.
It was. So, what you want to talk about?
Gosh, I was fixing to say something before that, and I can't.
I messed you up.
It just, it's gone. It is gone.
I just am not even enjoying my coffee.
You can't taste it?
I can taste it. It just tastes funny. Everything doesn't.
Oh, somebody said, did I do it? Kids video will be later today.
Later today.
Not through editing it, so it will be later today. So
y'all hang in there.
Hang in there.
We're supposed to go over to Petals from the Past.
Yes.
Okay, and we're going.
Yep, I got it. So, I got a.
Oh, did you?
Text from Roy.
Well, how did you see it?
I checked it before we went live.
Oh, okay. Yep. We got a lot of rain yesterday, so we didn't know if they were going to be able to meet us over there. But we're going over to Petals from the Past, and I'm going to wear a mask because it's been 7 days, and I'm pretty sure I'm not contagious. But I don't want to give anybody anything, so I'm going to wear a mask, even though we're going to be outside, and we'll show y'all what we got going on.
Yes.
So you want to talk about the bus?
Let's talk about the bus. I got to get it running.
Got to get it running. Let me tell y'all what I've done. Jason seems like he's in limbo about what he wants to talk about. So
no, I was just gonna say that the fuel tank was kind of trashy, so I drained it all out. I talked to my buddy. So thank goodness I got somebody that is a hardcore 1000% obsessed Volkswagen mechanic.
Yes.
And so he knows everything about them. I mean, everything. I mean, absolutely everything. So anytime I got a question, I just call him. Like, number one, you know, I told him what year model it was, and I told him what was going on because it wouldn't crank anymore. And I told him what year model was, and then he told me to check this, and I was like, well, it's carbureted. And he said, show me a picture. And I showed him a picture, and he's like, that is a Type 2 engine out of a Volkswagen Beetle. And he said, that's very common because most people that bought them back in the day and currently love the carbureted Type 1 motor versus the fuel-injected motor that was put in the Type 2 because it's a lot easier to work on. It was more dependable, and they just like it. And he said, that's so common. And he said, pulling the motor in and out of them is easy. And of course, it's probably easy for him. But
I was fixing to say it wouldn't be something easy we do, and I wouldn't ever even attempt.
But anyways, he told me what to do with the gas tank, which I did. That took me about, I guess, 1.5, 2 days.
Yeah, it was just because you had to continuously flush it out to get that rust out.
And then he told me that I had to take the carburetor off because it was going to have trash and junk in it, and the carburetor was new. So I took the carburetor off, and we got it to him, and he got it back to me within 2 days.
No, it was within 24 hours. I believe.
Okay, within 24 hours, and I got to put the carburetor back on, and we got a new fuel filter for it. So I haven't had time to do that, but I'm probably have time to try to do that today.
I hope so. We got to get over to Petals and get back and hurriedly get the carburetor back on because I'm ready to drive this baby.
I was gonna take the carburetor apart and clean it myself, but I don't have much experience at taking carburetors apart and cleaning it. But the ones I do are on American-made products.
And Brooke was like, please don't.
And then when I watched the video and they tore apart a German Volkswagen carburetor, it is nothing like the ones that I have dealt with. And I was like, I'm just going to ask him. And he was like, get it to me and I will get it turned around like that. And he did.
So we had an old laptop computer
Yeah.
that's been, it's just been sitting. And the reason it sits is because I don't like a laptop.
Yeah, you don't like a laptop.
I don't like to pick. I like a desk. I like to sit at a desk with a computer.
Yeah.
And that's that. So we had an old laptop that I don't know. Why did you have it? It was
That-
initial
That
computer.
wasn't my computer that I bought to edit videos with.
Yeah, but we crashed the second one.
No, this one was
The initial.
no, it was the one before I got this one. Before I got the Apple.
I thought it tore up. I thought we broke
It
this.
could not handle what I was doing, so it was drag and
But
then
do
it
you
would cut
remember-
off. My very first laptop 5 years ago crashed.
No, do you remember we were in the little camper and we broke a screen? I thought that was the laptop.
Mm-mm,
It was a desktop or something.
mm-mm.
Okay.
Oh, that was the first computer that we had.
Okay. So anyway, we have this laptop and it's not being used. And
Yep.
so I am obsessed with learning things about this bus. And I mean obsessed. So I got this computer
Oh, me.
and I did this all by myself.
She
Toot my
did.
horn, I did this
She
all by
did.
myself. I took it into the extra bedroom where I now have a desk. And I opened the laptop and I plugged it up and I got it going. And I now surf the web 8 hours out of the day.
Oh gosh.
Not really. But I have so enjoyed being able to sit down at this computer and read about the Volkswagen bus. I know I could teach y'all so much. If y'all don't already know about them, I got
Oh,
all
goodness.
these tricks up my sleeve that I'm going to try. I have projects galore lined up. And I think this will be perfect for me because I can do it at my own pace. It's not like big, hard physical labor.
Mm-hmm.
I can do a little bit of these little things at a time and feel like I'm accomplishing something. I'm even going to make door panels. Jason's going to cut them out, but I'm going to take the old ones off and retrace them and stain them. And I know what kind of fasteners I need. Y'all, it's going to be wonderful. It's going to be wonderful.
It's going to be wonderful.
I've enjoyed reading about them.
Yep.
And I'm so much more knowledgeable today than I was last Friday.
Oh yeah, me too. On the mechanics of it for sure.
No,
the workings
I'm not.
of it.
I'm not more. I don't care about the mechanics of it. That's your side. I care about the interior. So,
oh,
Y'all,
goodness.
if it don't run, that's his problem. But if it looks good, that's my problem. Okay. I am going to
Oh,
pull
man.
this old rug out of it. It's ugly. Jason doesn't mind it, but it's ugly.
I don't mind it. Only thing I worry about that is that the cabinets got
Now,
to come out.
don't you
and
worry.
And here's my thing: is that I know Mary Carl wants to ride in this thing and that kind of thing, and I just don't want to get to a point where we're constantly working on it on the inside or outside, and it never gets driven.
I got
It
this.
just sits there with stuff tore out of it.
I can
out of
do
it.
this in a day.
You can't
okay?
take them cabinets out of that thing
I
and the
can.
seats out to get that carpet out in a day.
I can do it.
It will sit there for 4 weeks. I know how it goes. We've been there and
No,
done that
I
before.
watched this guy. He did it in less than 24 hours. And if I have to, I will get Roberto to put my floor in because this is what Mary Carl and I both want to do.
Uh-huh.
It's Mary Carl's bus,
Right.
but it's me to do the research.
Mhm.
So we're going to put laminate, which is like what's up here.
Mhm.
Y'all don't remember that, in the floor of the bus in the back because they make replacement carpet. But Mary Carl said going in and out with 30 shoes, birding, it's going to get filthy.
Mhm.
So we've decided to go with laminate floor. Don't worry, I got this.
I know how it's gonna go. I know
Uh-uh.
exactly how it's gonna go.
Y'all are going to see. Y'all are going to see because I got all of it figured out. Now I might have to have Roberto's help.
Yeah.
But I'm not asking you for help. This is mine and Roberto and Mary Carl's project. And I don't even have his number,
Oh,
so
man.
I better get his number.
You better
before I
get his
start-
number.
before I start talking about this. But
Yep.
it's really simple. It's really, really, really simple. It's simple. And I gotta once I pull this rug up,
Yep.
I was gonna do it yesterday. And yesterday or the day before. And Jason said, Brooke, don't pull it up just
We
yet.
don't even have it running yet.
I told you I'm the interior, the
We
exterior.
don't even have it running yet.
It's gonna run. I'm not worried about that. I am going to have this thing.
Oh man.
It's gonna be so many tricks and trades that I do with this thing. Y'all are gonna be amazed.
Okay.
I'm gonna be cooking in this bus before
Okay.
too long.
All
But
right.
I don't know about any of the propane stuff. That's part of the running part.
That's right.
That's on him.
That's right.
But I cook if he gets that part going.
Oh my gracious.
I'm so excited. If y'all can't tell, I'm so excited.
What we do, we are happy we got it, and it's gonna be fun projects on it with all of us.
Mary Carl and I have planned that our first camping trip
Yep.
is going to be to Higgins Ferry Park.
Mm-hmm.
And that's on the lake. And she's told me that she wants to do that while it's still cold. So you better get this thing running quick. She wants to do it while it's still cold.
Why it's still cold.
And
How-
Holly's going to go with us.
How are we gonna heat it though?
Jason, it's got a plug, and we can take that oil fill heater that we used in the
Okay,
camper.
I got you.
Y'all, I got this all figured out.
Me.
All figured out. And
All
he's
figured
worried
out.
about it.
I've just been worried about getting that thing going.
Well, that's your part.
Yeah.
That doesn't involve me.
Yep.
So you worry about your part and I worry about my part. But when you pop up the camper
Mhm.
part, it's a little bit dirty up in the roof part. It's it's just been sitting. So you mix up woolite and vinegar and water. And you take a white rag and you wipe that ceiling
Mm-hmm.
off. So while you're getting the carburetor put back on, I'm going to be wiping the ceiling.
And putting the carburetor, that carburetor has 2 bolts that holds it in. 2 bolts. And that Volkswagen motor, it's right there. Everything, it's right there, but it's real small. 2 bolts. That first bolt, easy peasy. It's right. I mean, you literally can touch it right there. That second bolt is on the back side over there. And the only thing, a socket wouldn't fit it because you can't get the socket. Even with the wiggler, I even had the wiggler to go on in my socket, but it's not enough room to even use it. I had to take a wrench and get it on there, and it moves this much. I had to take it off, come over this foot, and go.
But Jason, look, while you
So
have
I gotta
to
get
do,
it back on, so
while-
I know tighten it up. It's gonna be.
while you're doing this, I'm going to be doing this. So we can you do that at one time? I
Yeah.
can't.
We did get it pulled in the barn yesterday.
We pulled it to
Yep.
the barn,
Yep.
which we knew it was going to, it doesn't leak, but we knew it was going to rain a lot today and didn't know when
Well, plus
exactly.
it's been pretty cold, and working out there and in the elements, and where we had it parked, how we had it parked, is the sun was over on this side of it, and so I was having to get even in the daylight, get my flashlight to see what in the world I was working on.
I don't need any sunshine. All I need is a bucket and some woolite and some vinegar. I learned something last night that I'm going to try today.
What's
and
that?
It is how to y'all, this is cool. So it's got cabinets in it and they're covered in, I don't know what it is, some kind of laminate, some kind of factory laminate. But some of them get kind of flat looking, kind of like the finish is gone off of it. So this guy took quadruple alt steel wool 0000 and WD-40
Mhm.
and he cleaned the cabinets with it. And y'all, you could literally see half the screen that was clean looked brand new, and this side looked all kind of dull and dirty.
Right.
So I want to see how well that does. And these are things I can do. When I get tired, I stop. That's why I'm so excited. Is because
That little stuff is perfectly fine. It's
And cleaning
ripping
it.
the whole interior completely out of it. That I
well,
think you need to just
so So
hold up on until you get some of these little things to put.
So Jason was videoing Wednesday, and he got done, and I sent him a picture, and it was me sitting in the passenger side seat that I took out of the van.
Mm-hmm.
I took it out by myself, and
She
I
did.
sat it on the ground. And we're going to hopefully get some replacement fabric for just the inside of the seat because they're not factory seats.
They are factory. They just didn't come in that model.
They came out of a
80 model thing.
A Vanagon.
Mm-hmm.
And the seats need they're the driver's side's bad.
Yeah, the passenger side's in good shape.
The passenger
Well,
side.
the driver's side's not, the foam and all is not bad. It's just wore out.
I want to put the plaid
Yeah,
back in it,
the
which is
plaid.
what the original was. So y'all, big bus plans. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I went and applied for a tag. I know why the system's different now. So you used to could go and you could see if something was available, personalized tag wise, on the owl.com.
It's not that way anymore.
No.
So that's why you thought it was available.
It is available.
Oh.
So it's a different system now. You reserve it.
Okay.
You don't have a choice to see if it's available or not. If they reserve it, it's available.
Oh.
So I reserved the tag.
Uh-huh.
And this is what it's going to say. Is it backwards on their screen? It's not, is it?
It should be right.
Bussing it.
Bussing it.
Bussing it. So I don't know how I came up with that.
I can't believe it was available.
But I just thought of it and I wrote it in my notes because I know how my mind goes. I'll forget it and I'll be like, I had a good tag in mind. What was it?
Yeah.
Bussing it. So when y'all see bussing it go right past you on the interstate,
You gotta wave. Toot your horn.
I ain't going past nobody. I better not go past 50.
Every time you say that, I think of Young MC Bust a Move song.
I kind of do
If
too.
you want it,
Bust
you
a
got
move.
it. You want it, baby. Just
Well,
bust a move.
I like bussing it. Now, when Mary Carl turns 16, it probably will no longer say bussing it.
You never know. She agreed to it. She liked it.
She did like it. She laughed about it.
She liked it.
But she'll probably have something like Fina,
Who knows?
her pigeon, Finja,
Or
birder.
Birder, or who knows?
Well, see, she doesn't want people to know about her.
Yeah.
She may not.
Yep.
She's a very private girl, and I'm a very public girl.
Yeah, she is private. So I will say this: you're going to see upgrades on the Volkswagen and stuff, and you may or may not see her in the videos, but she will have a hand in everything in it. But if she wants to be in the video, she will. If she don't, she don't.
I feel the same way, and y'all know she had been in some recent videos of mine where she's taking pictures, but she told me this past week she didn't want to do that anymore.
Okay.
So I respect that, and while she was comfortable with it for a little while, y'all know how those teenagers' minds work.
Yep.
It's just not. You got to go through that phase.
Yeah. And
who knows what she'll be once she gets, in her upper teens. Times will change, that's for sure. But she don't want to be there. She don't want to be on the videos. That's fine. So if y'all don't see her, you know why.
Also, one other thing about the bus too, and I kind of mentioned it in the video, but I edited it out because it didn't sound right, and I probably should have left it in there now. But this is gonna be Mary Carl's bus, and we're gonna use this thing for local stuff. But when Mary Carl,
our family,
when Mary Carl gets 16 and all I'm saying is we're not gonna let her go to Birmingham in this thing.
Oh no!
So it's gonna be for going to the grocery store, going to the store, and that kind of thing. This is not gonna be like an everyday driving thing. This is all she's gonna drive, and that's it.
No, she will have something dependable,
or she can drive one of our vehicles.
That's what I mean.
Regardless how it works, but this isn't gonna be. And I know anything can happen. I know that anything in the world can happen, but this is for her to learn on, for her to create some memories with, and also, or all of us,
experience.
And to have fun with, and to go to the store and the grocery store,
Yeah.
or if we want to go to Harrison Lake in it and that kind of thing.
Y'all,
So,
our plan is to take it to Petals from the Past, which is
Yeah.
April the 20th. It'll be a meet and greet just like we've done the past 2 years.
right.
And we plan to have that bus completely interior
Yeah.
redone. I don't know if it'll run because that's on you. But if it don't run, we'll pull it.
Tow it over there.
We'll tow it with the Subaru and we'll park it there. But
Oh,
I
man.
guarantee y'all the interior will look good.
Yeah.
Because that's my thing.
That's your thing. No, it'll be. I'm gonna have it running if the stars align today and I get a chance to work on it today. It's gonna be running.
It's going to be running.
Yep, it's gonna be running.
Well, I hope you're right.
It's gonna be
I hope
running.
you're right.
It's gonna be running.
We're going to see.
If I have any trouble, I got my phone a friend.
Phone a friend.
Yeah, and I
Okay.
got my lifeline.
Got your lifeline.
Yeah, this isn't like the tractor or any other. I got somebody that can, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not guess or
Just don't
try this. What about this? Let's try this.
don't depend on me. That's all I can
That's
say.
right.
I
That's
know
right.
nothing about working on them. And
That's
I
right.
really, that's part of it that I don't care to know.
Plus, too, this bus was running like a top. I mean, it was. As soon as it wasn't even a. It wasn't that just
Crank right up.
until it just been sitting and all that trash and the gas tank got sucked up and clogged everything up. But it's gonna be fine.
It's going to be fun.
It's gonna be fine.
All right. Well, y'all, Jason has a kids video coming out this
It's
afternoon.
coming out today.
I will have a video tomorrow.
Mhm.
And I got to go have a CT scan on Monday. 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
2:30 actually. 2:30. Don't think I'll have results Monday, but who
Yes.
knows? I may. I feel good when I'm sitting still. I'm not going to sit all the time though, for goodness sakes. I just
Well, I can tell you, I know in the morning times how you feel, and I knew this morning you felt better than you have.
I'm talkative
Yeah.
when I feel good.
Yep.
If I don't talk as much as I normally do, then I don't feel good. And my mama will tell you she don't know where I got all this talking from. Because my mama wasn't a talker and my daddy wasn't a talker.
Oh, your daddy. I worked with your daddy.
So you think he was
See,
a talker?
y'all didn't work with your daddy. I worked with your daddy, and your daddy was a great communicator. He talked.
So you think I got?
I think you may have got some up from your daddy. What
It
about
ain't my mama though.
what about your Meemaw?
Yeah, she was a talker.
That may be where it came from.
My Meemaw was a talker.
Yeah.
So my Meemaw passed away when I was 13, I guess.
Mhm.
So while I have good memories up until that point, I hate that she's not here with us today because lots of good memories. She lived in Selma, so that was who family member wise I got to see the most, and love and miss her. But it is what it is. We're gonna carry on, and goodness, I got a bus graveyard to go to.
Oh yeah, well,
I found somebody on Marketplace, y'all, that has lots and lots and lots of broke down buses. Over 50. He calls it a bus graveyard. So hopefully I'll get to the bus graveyard soon.
Yes.
And get to see some parts because y'all are going to see. Y'all are going to see.
Y'all are going to see. One thing that I did want to mention before we got off here, if you're not on our email list, go to our website. Where's that, Brooke?
www.coghillfarm.com.
We try to do a weekly email, just a recap of everything that's going on in case some of you guys may have missed something. And if anything pops up or any news or anything with us in our farm, will come out in that email as well. So it comes out once a week.
It's not, I promise you, it's not used for any solicitation purposes.
Oh, no,
It is just strictly
just to keep up with us. Yep, that's it.
And if it comes from www.coghillfarm.com, it's legit, right?
That's legit. But if you go to our website, it should pop up and say join the COG
it does
squad.
For me.
If it doesn't, just go all the way to the bottom and it's down there.
It'll pop up because it does for me every time. And I say, dang it, I don't want to join the COG squad. I'm already a member.
Oh, but you're not gonna get 50 emails in a week or anything like that. It's just once a week, unless something is coming up or we need to let you guys know something, it'll come out in email too. So
we're not Duluth trading.
No. Not at all. I got one this morning.
Oh, I did too. 40% off one item. Y'all, it is ridiculous.
Oh, goodness.
My nose is itching. That means somebody's coming to see me with a hole in a britches.
That's right.
Y'all ever heard that?
It's not me.
Oh, we got to do our toast.
My britches ain't got holes in them.
Mine might. All right. I hope y'all enjoyed today's live, and we will be back here Tuesday is the plan.
Tuesday's the plan.
I'm not going to have any more episodes.
That's right.
And y'all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.
Y'all be good.